The following lesson is linked to Learning Outcome 2, Reading and Viewing. It addresses the assessment standards that require learners to recognize how language and images may reflect and shape values and attitudes and explain the meaning of a wide range of visual, audio, and multimedia texts. Hi, I'm McFarlane Muleli. In our previous lesson, we analyzed Liberty Life's taxi advert, and we discussed the techniques that this advert uses to get people to associate Liberty Life with good service. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at another advert from the same advertising campaign, as well as another type of advert. But let's first view the outcomes of this lesson. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to analyze an advert using the AIDA principle, use advertising terminology in your analysis. In the previous lesson, we learned that adverts often follow the AIDA principle. The acronym AIDA helps us to remember that adverts need to follow 4 steps to be successful. For an advert to attract attention, it must create interest, it must create desire, and it must cause the viewer to take action. Now, let's compare the Liberty Taxi ad with another advert from the same series. As you watch this advert, look out for the similarities and differences between this advert and the taxi advert in terms of the target market it is aimed at and how it uses the AIDA principles.
88, 2 large ladies. Number 11, Lucky Legs 11.
Bingo, you've got bingo.
What?
Bingo. What are you doing?
You said you wanted to go.
Bingo.
You want to go to a show?
Look at your board.
I'm not bored. You said you wanted to go. You must be bored.
Understanding you better. We're working on it.
So, did that ad attract your attention and keep you interested? In the previous lesson, we learned that some of the ways that adverts attract attention and keep interest are by being different, doing something unusual, and using humor. The taxi advert was humorous because of the unexpected good service. The bingo advert was humorous because of the misunderstanding between the 2 old people. Both adverts in the Liberty Life campaign tried to create desire for their products and services by associating them with values we find desirable. The taxi advert addresses the need for good service and to be treated well. The bingo advert addresses the need to be understood by others. Neither of these adverts is intended to get people to take action straight away. Rather, people are encouraged to remember Liberty Life and their values so that they will contact Liberty Life should they need life insurance or medical cover. So, were you able to work out who the target audience is? Just like the taxi advert showed commuters but was aimed at a wider audience, the bingo ad shows old people, but it is also aimed at a wider audience. This is a clever strategy for the Liberty Life campaign. As in different adverts, they show many different types of people to prove that their products are suitable for everyone. Now let's look at a very different advert. As you watch this advert, see if you can work out who the target audience is and how this advert follows the AIDA principles.
What are you doing?
The tide's going out, they'll die.
There are millions of them. What difference can it make?
Makes a big difference. It's that one.
Once again, the target market for this advert is everyone, as there is something that we could all do to help people affected by HIV/AIDS. The Starfish Foundation says they're fighting AIDS and that they need your help. The pronoun your makes the viewer feel as if he or she is being spoken to, and it is more likely to be successful than if they had said, we need people to help. The advert also doesn't say what kind of help is needed, which leaves it open enough for viewers to help in whatever way that they can. Watch the opening sequence of the advert again to see how it attracts attention. This advert captures our attention in a number of ways. The unexpected use of black and white images captures our attention, as we don't often see black and white images on TV. The scenery is beautiful, and this makes us want to see more. The music is also dramatic and stirs our emotions. We wonder where the man is going, and we wonder what is he looking at when we see his facial expression in a close-up shot. Now let's think about the next AIDA step. What creates our interest in this advert?
What are you doing?
The tide's going out, they'll die.
There are millions of them. What difference can it make?
It makes a big difference. It's that one.
This advert tells a story, and it keeps us watching because we want to find out how the story ends. As we are told the story, we start thinking of questions, and we keep watching because we want to answer them. We may wonder, what is the man looking at? What is the girl doing? Why is she doing this? Why is this surprising? How will the man react to what the girl is doing? As the advert continues, from looking at the pictures and hearing the dialogue, we're able to answer these questions. We realize that the man is watching a girl. She's collecting starfish and throwing them back into the sea to try and save them. Although she can't save them all, the man tries to help her. This story is like a parable or fable in that it is a story that contains a message. Think about these questions. What is the message in this advert? What desire does this advert create? How is this desire created? This advert is different to most adverts in that it is not trying to get people to buy a product or use a service. Instead, it is trying to get people to support the Starfish Foundation. The message in the advert is that just like the girl and the starfish on the beach, we can't help everyone who is affected by HIV/AIDS, but we can make a big difference in the lives of those people who we do help. So this advert creates a desire in us to help people who are affected by HIV/AIDS and to support the Starfish Foundation. This advert works because it appeals to our emotions. We are emotionally affected by the passion the young girl shows for saving the starfish.
What difference can it make?
The young girl's words, it makes a big difference, to this one.
It makes a big difference.
The change in music,
It's that
the fact that the starfish are symbols for AIDS victims. The old man helping the young girl. In this advert, the starfish is used as a symbol to represent the charity foundation, and because of the story, it becomes symbolic of HIV/AIDS victims who need our help. We've seen how this advert gets attention and interest, and how it creates a desire to help, but how does it get people to take action? And would you say it is an example of hard sell or soft sell? To help you answer these questions, here's the end of the advert again.
It's that one.
So, how does this advert get people to take action? Is this an example of hard sell or soft sell? This advert doesn't tell you how and when to help, but it does give the contact details of the Starfish Foundation so that you will have the information necessary to take action. The advert is an example of soft sell. Yes, they want you to support the Starfish Foundation, but they also want to build the image of this organization. For another opportunity to analyze an advert, it's now time for the task. Now write down an example of an advert that appeals to your emotions. Explain which emotions the advert appeals to and how this is achieved. Please join me for the next lesson when we look at public service announcements. See you then.